Hi, my name is Nicole Reznичek, and for my oral project, I'm going to read a couple poems from our poetry project, the free verse and one of the villanelle, and then also I'm going to read our final short story project that we did. Um, so the first poem I'm going to read is a free verse. The inspiration was kind of my mind. At the time, I couldn't think of a topic that I wanted to write about for my free verse, and I had like 50 different options going through my head, and so I wanted just to kind of like put that down and try to create like an image of how like when you're thinking or writing, like you just have millions of thoughts and they range all over the place. And so it goes: swirling, twirling gumdrops, depths of Satan's fire, murder mysteries satisfied, yet no words come from my pen. Under the microscope, to outer space, it's here nor there, like a never-ending foot race. So I worked on like my similes and trying to create that image of um, like it's never ending. There's so many thoughts running through your head that you just can't pick one, and how it can go from like murder to love, and it's just like a wide variety. And then the second poem that I'm going to read is The Villanelle, and I really enjoyed this one because I like structure in my writing, and then with like the rhyming, and then this also kind of helped with working on my punctuation. That was kind of one of the struggles I had with my poetry, was the use of punctuation, so I kind of learned with this poem. And then this poem is actually about a funeral, and how my grandma smoked, and when she passed away, it was kind of like that frustration, but yet you still love them. So it's kind of about that. So never will I see you, but did you try? In my eyes you just blew. Love was far and few, and yet I say bye, with love as strong as glue. Now we fight through, no eye dry, never will I see you. You lived, I grew, and yet I say bye, to the time we can't see through. So I wanted to create that image of like you're seeing them for the last time, and you know that it's just ending, and you're frustrated, but you love them still and are going to miss them forever. And then I worked with my similes again, like the strong as glue and word choice, and I enjoyed the rhyming. And then from this, another form that I want to read is our short story. I really enjoyed this one because I liked trying to create that image, and how we worked on our characters and improving them and focusing. So I worked in first person because I wanted to create like see the thoughts from her point of view, and then I used just her parents as like her like build up, but I didn't get in depth with them, but they helped create, and so it was fun using those, and challenging. And then I also enjoyed how we go from different places, and so you'll see as I read how kind of you have to build off of each place and how it affects her as a character. So I really enjoyed this one as well. So, college, the part of a person's life where the stupid decisions are looked over. These are the times where making memories are more important than being logical. But if this is the time for bad decisions, why does everyone seem to judge? She's going nowhere. She can't even hold her life together. A career? More like she's working at Mickey D's. They all just laugh, but no one really understands. Friday, the epitome of college. Well, more like the distressor of the week. It all started out as the same any other night. The hunky football team always had the great get together. It was a three-story house on the corner of the block. Blue paint peeled off of the sides from the amount of alcohol spilled every weekend. It smelled like a locker room when you first step in. The floors creaked. There were holes in the wall, but it was the place to be on a Friday. The house was overflowing with people. Sweat, liquor, and cologne surrounded the room with its stench. And then there was me, stumbling in, falling over people, and a beer in my hand. I drink. Maybe sometimes too much. But is it really that big of a deal? I can feel the eyes on me. They pierce through me like a knife through the heart. My solution? More alcohol. If you're going to be a homebody, we're going to have a house party. This was my cue. I struggled to get on the chair, using everyone around me as my jungle gym. Stomp, stomp, stomp. People cheered for me and said I was hilarious, so I kept going, swinging my hips to the song and screaming at the top of my lungs. I was in the spotlight and loving it, and in 2 seconds it came crumbling down. Sarah, the brunette with her posse, had pulled the chair out from under me. Falling into a black hole, it came to a sudden stop with a smack to the back of my head. Musty cigarettes, cat pee, and musk perfume hit me in the face. This wasn't at the party. No, this was home. Or more of just a stop in my life. I could see it clear as day. My mom screaming at my father in her pajamas. But it wasn't your typical parent fight. My mom, she was drunk. A cigarette in one hand and a bottle of Jack in the other. Hiding behind the pink sofa, I watched that night as my father fought to calm down, trying so hard to get her to put the drink away, to choose her life over alcohol. But that was not an option in her eyes. That night, I watched as my mother left the house with a bottle of Jack, choosing the life of no control over her own child. This is where I learned. I learned from the best. As I woke, I didn't hear the music of people anymore. Actually, there were no sounds. It was quiet as a mouse, my body aching in every bone. I opened my eyes to the sterile smell and white hospital walls. They burned my eyes as if I was burning in purgatory. Then I heard the sobs. My dad was kneeled over my side, mumbling under his breath, "Please, God, don't let them take my daughter as well." I laid still because I didn't know who "them" was. Who was going to take me from my father? And then it clicked with the light bulb above my head. But this was a dim bulb, because I realized that the "them" who might take me away was alcohol. So my inspiration was this. I just kind of had thought about it. It wasn't really more on the alcohol, but it was more, I thought about kind of like college and how people have, or even in just regular life, how people have like this assumptions, but they don't actually know everyone's background. And so I kind of created that, and then I took that from the first person view. I really like this because you can see my strengths as the semester went, and this class has really improved my writing this semester, and I enjoyed reading everybody else's work because it kind of gave me some strengths I can work on, and so I enjoyed this semester a lot.